What is up, everybody? And welcome back to the Bat in the Hat podcast, where we dive deep into all things nerd. My name, of course, is Matt Murdock, and with me this week is Trey. What is up, Trey?
I couldn't at least get like Foggy Nelson or nothing like that.
Damn
it,
I
man.
should have. Karen Page, maybe?
Fuck, start it over. What's up, everybody?
What's happening, dude? We got a lot of shit to talk about this week.
Yes, we
like,
do.
literally, didn't expect half of the shit. Like, I remember somebody being like, "Oh, there's a big Disney investor meeting on the 10th," and I was like, "Cool." I didn't know what that meant. In my head, I wasn't thinking it was going to be like fucking D23 or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to drop everything that they did.
Oh, my
but
God.
Geez.
Well, not only that, but before that, we had crazy amounts of maybe not crazy amounts, but we had a bunch of kind of Marvel Spider-Man stuff happening right before that. And so this is now like a week later because we're doing a little bit of a late show. But fuck, I got 3 pages of notes, so
yeah, let's get into
let's
it, buddy.
go ahead and dive in. So we're gonna start. So the way I wanted to do it today is I'm gonna start with some of the stuff that is not Disney and Marvel and Star Wars related.
There's something that's not Disney or Marvel related?
I know, it's pretty fucking shocking,
Whoa.
but I wanted to section them off so we talk about Marvel and then Star Wars just to make it easier, so we don't like ping pong around our train of thought. But first of all, I want to say for the 900th week in a row, rest in peace to Tom Lister, aka Debo from the Friday movies.
R.I.P.
Also, you may know as the conscientious prisoner from The Dark Knight, who told them, "No, we did, the crime. Put the switch away."
And from his WWF days, like he's been around for a long time.
Yeah. Just a funny guy. Funny. I was watching right after he passed. I started watching some interviews with him. Just a funny guy, like a guy who clearly like loved doing that like Debo stuff and loved his roles and what he did and rest in peace, Tom, man. That's a tough one.
Yes, sir. 62, wasn't he?
Was he that old? My lord.
That old, that young, man.
Well,
that's really young.
Well, okay, so yes, you're 100% right, that young, but I didn't even think he was in his 60s, to be honest. I mean, you would never have guessed it.
I mean, hey, black don't crack, baby.
That's
yes, sir.
That's gonna be fun to not cut out of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Netflix is developing a live action Yu Yu Hakusho series, which I don't know about you. I was a big Yu Yu Hakusho fan growing up. That was right around the age that I started watching like Rurouni Kenshin and I'm trying to think of what the other one was, but there was a couple in that like realm that we were just really obsessed with before like we got into Bleach or before we got like we're still watching Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. And forgive me, guys, those of y'all listening, forgive me if we're kind of speeding through some of these just because I figure with all the news, if I don't have a whole lot to say on it, why
hey, keep it moving, baby.
Keep it moving.
Yes,
I am
sir.
very excited about this though, and related to that, Funimation is officially acquiring Crunchyroll. So instead of competing services, they're going to have pretty much everything on one app.
That Yu Yu Hakusho, that's going on Netflix, isn't it?
The live action series? Yes. Yeah, Netflix developing live action Yu Yu Hakusho.
Did you ever see Death Note on there? The live action one that did on that?
Yeah, it was dog shit.
I mean, that one was pretty dog shit. I liked it better than the Full Metal Jacket.
Before Full Metal Alchemist.
There you go.
Before you say that, have you ever seen the series?
Death Note? The original Death Note? Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen. How can you have seen that masterpiece of an anime and then thought it was anywhere close to an okay movie? Now, I will give you the only shining light is one, the main actor who played, they didn't call him Light. Oh, they did call him Light, but they changed his last name from Yagami to like Johnson. But like the kid who played Light, I like him. He was like Alex Wolff or one of those kids. And I think he's a good actor normally. And then what's his name who played Ryuk?
Wasn't it William Dafoe?
Willem Dafoe, thank you. Willem Dafoe is phenomenal, and he was phenomenal as Ryuk. The CGI render of Ryuk, the way they kind of kept him in the shadows a lot and then brought him out, phenomenal. I will give them credit where credit is due. However, the story of that movie, simply compared to the anime, dog shit. Now, if I had never seen the anime, I could see being entertained by that movie. No. Again, I'll give them credit.
Yeah. No, I just liked it because on track records of like live action anime getting turned into shit, it's always been dog shit.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Because my bar from so far from like live action shit that I've seen was Dragon Ball, and that's bottom of the barrel.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
That's the bottom of the barrel. So
holy fuck, did I want that to have a sequel?
Why?
Because it was awful. That was one of those things. Jesus. I reveled in how awful it was. I loved it so much.
Hell yeah.
And I can't lie about that. Like, I just thought it was so terrible and so great at the same time. But no, so you didn't like Full Metal Alchemist? You didn't like the Bleach? Did you see the Bleach live action one? That one was pretty solid.
It was solid. It's just I was more of a Death Note fan, like anime wise.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Teach their own.
Well, Hulu and FX, who I think Hulu, if I'm not mistaken, so Hulu is. We talked last week that it's rumored to be merged with Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. They also, no, I'm sorry, it's HBO Max. They have a Crunchyroll, like they're partnered with Crunchyroll. So I wonder how that's going to be affected. I wonder if Funimation is going to stay like partnered with HBO Max, or if that's going to go. I thought it was Hulu for a minute, but I think Hulu, because Hulu has a lot of anime on it too. So I don't know who they have.
Pause. I am so lost. Are you talking about Hulu acquiring Disney Plus? Or are you talking about Netflix?
I'm talking about just the fact that Funimation is acquiring Crunchyroll.
Okay.
So I'm wondering how the partnership between Crunchyroll and HBO Max is going to stay.
Oh,
but I got confused because Hulu also has anime, like a good amount of anime on their shit. And I don't know if they're partnered with anybody.
They'll make it work. I mean, they have to. Especially with that type of exposure and stuff.
It'd be a good idea if Funimation was like, oh, HBO Max? Yeah, fuck, like, let's go. That would bring a shitload of people, I think. You know
I would really love if they could actually, like, pull out from... they could pull out from nice. Hulu and they can go straight to HBO Max. That way we have, like, a Titan going up against a giant Titan in Disney Plus.
And again, I hate to say it, but I am kind of rooting for HBO Max to become the conglomerate here. Like, I want them to win. I want
somebody to at least like compete with the monopoly of Disney Plus.
Well, just because so far they have way more of stuff. Like I'm on HBO Max all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
They have so much stuff that I'm interested in, just movie wise and television, and obviously the DC stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney Plus, I'm only ever on for sometimes me and my girlfriend want to watch like a nostalgic Disney movie occasionally, but mostly it's just once a week when The Mandalorian comes out. And then when The Mandalorian's not happening or new Star Wars stuff isn't happening, I'm not ever on it. Now that will probably change once the Marvel stuff starts rolling out and the new Star Wars stuff, which we're going to get to. That will probably change. However, currently I don't give a fuck about it. So I am kind of shittily hoping HBO Max kind of grows into this big hulking, we have everything, kind of thing. That'd be pretty awesome. But no, Hulu and FX are developing an Alien, whatever. I think it doesn't have an S on it, but Ridley Scott, Alien.
Yeah, it's supposed to be set on Earth and everything.
Yep, it's supposed to be set on Earth, which makes me wonder. And I know this is like probably a dumb question, but the only other ones I remember being like set on Earth were Alien versus Predator and Alien versus Predator Requiem. So I wonder if it's going to have anything to do, maybe not with the Predators, but if it's going to tie into maybe how the aliens got to Earth or, this. I haven't seen them in a while, so maybe it answered those
I'm not sure questions. Either. Especially, like, I don't know if they're going to make it like a timepiece or not. Like, it's going to be set in, like, the 80s, 90s.
You know what would be really cool that you just said that. Right. That's a fucking fantastic idea. Credit where credit's due, Trey.
Copyright.
Like a World War II era.
Ooh.
Aliens. That'd be kind of fucking dope.
True.
Could you imagine them fighting on the beaches of Normandy and then like,
that would be pretty intense.
Pop out? That'd be
like that's what the Nazis are hiding and shit on their like secret scientist shit.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking. That'd be pretty cool, man. I'd be into that.
And you can tie in like the whole space war or space race shit into it too.
Yep, 100%. I think that'd be pretty cool. Kind of the way that Hellboy tied in like the Nazis and stuff to that. Netflix has also announced, no, I know that was Hulu and FX, but Netflix has announced animated Sonic the Hedgehog series, which is supposed to be more in line with adult humor. I don't think it's supposed to be for adults, but kind of that thing where it's like, hey, you can still watch this if you're a grown person. And I don't know if Ben Schwartz, who voiced Sonic in the movie, I don't know if he's going to be Sonic. And then they announced, this is something I'm pretty excited about. Netflix announces Nicolas Cage History of Swear Words. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know if it's going to be a special or if it's going to be a limited series or what. I assume, if I had to take a guess, it would be sort of like a drunk history.
Yeah, from the picture I saw of it, he was sitting on like a leather-bound chair by a fireplace, and he was telling like the history.
So it has to be like a drunk history kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a 6 or 7 part episode. Yeah. So I think it was sense. Cover your ears. I think it's going to be the word fuck, dick, bitch, asshole.
Oh, so have they released all this? Like what it's going to be about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then 2 other ones I can't think of.
The big C, maybe.
Maybe cunt, and then I don't know what the other one's going to be.
Either way, I'm pretty stoked about
Don't listen to this episode, Mom.
I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Just to see Nicolas Cage talk more is an honor for me.
I really hope that they get Gilbert Gottfried in on one of the episodes.
I love Gilbert Gottfried.
Did you ever hear his rendition of WAP?
No. Oh yeah, I did. Yep, that was that was wasn't that for a cameo video or something? How did that originally happen?
I have no idea, but I saw it and I play it all the time whenever it pops up on my feed.
That's super weird. So that's a lot of the stuff that I feel like I missed something, and I have no idea if I missed something, but that's pretty much all the stuff that happened that wasn't. Now we're gonna dive into the thick of it. The thick water, the thickened water.
I'm so sorry about that.
I hate that you showed me that. Now, guys, Google right now thickened water. It's water that they thicken for old people to swallow easier. I don't know how that makes sense, but it looks like mucus, and it's just supposedly water. But as we said earlier, Disney had a big investors meeting. They called it investors call, but it was basically fucking D23, right? It was Kevin Feige getting up in front of people and being like, here's all the amazing things we have coming out. Buckle your seatbelts because it's fucking everything.
And of course, it would come like a week after fucking DC dropped all their shit on HBO Max.
Right. Well,
gotta respond.
Again, what's kind of crazy is that I don't think anybody expected this level of holy shit, especially maybe after this year being so terrible.
Right.
It was a lot. So let's dive in. So right before the investor meeting happened, we got word that Alfred Molina is returning to Spider-Man 3 to play Doc Ock once again. Now, we already know Jamie Foxx is going to be in Spider-Man 3 as Electro once again, but it's going to be a different version than who he played in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Do you think they're going to give him like the green suit and everything like that or no?
I think that, so the suit from the Spider-Man PS4 game?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a little more along those lines, just because that was a very kind of realistic, like, hey, I'm a scientist, this is what I would put together, kind of thing. This makes sense.
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited. Now, that is confirmed. We know that Alfred Molina is coming back.
Right.
What is heavily rumored is, since then, is that Andrew Garfield and Kirsten Dunst are both under contract with Sony. And Kirsten Dunst is quote-unquote confirmed. Not confirmed by any major media that I know, but apparently, again, take that with a grain of salt. Kirsten Dunst and Andrew Garfield are both under contract, and apparently there have been Tobey Maguire coming in and out of the Sony lot and whatnot. There's a big push for the Spider-Verse stuff. You know how I feel about that. If it happens, cool. If not, you'll need to leave it the fuck alone. However, if it does happen, that's pretty insane. That's pretty awesome. So there is a slight chance right now that we are going to get some Into the Spider-Verse action. Charlie Cox is also rumored to come back as Daredevil, or more likely is going to come back as Matt Murdock, right?
You think he's going to come into Spider-Man, or do you think he's going to come into She-Hulk?
Spider-Man. So there's a good chance. So what the rumor is right now, that, again, we ended the last movie with the world being revealed to who Spider-Man is.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that he will be chased and hunted, and if he gets captured, especially by government agencies or what, in walks Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock to represent him. Now, could he also be in She-Hulk? Sure, that's down the line.
Because that movie's supposed to be all like law-based, because that character is like a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, the more Charlie Cox, the more.
Well, and again, She-Hulk is going to be a series, so that's going to be that's going to give more opportunity. And if he comes back in Spider-Man, which is going to come out before She-Hulk, I mean, we could definitely see him in She-Hulk. We don't know. But again, that's all just a rumor. We know that last week sometime, it was like, I think 2 Saturdays ago. Mm-hmm. So not this last Saturday, but Saturday before, Charlie Cox's contract, or like the Daredevil contract, expired with Netflix.
Right.
So Disney had full on authority to use. Yeah. And we also know that, what's his name? Who was the original? Michael Keaton, Batman. I was like, we know Michael Keaton is going to return as Vulture, or at least as his character, in this movie. And we also know Scorpion is going to make an appearance. So a lot of shit is happening in this movie. I think it's going to be huge, and it may start to look like they're packing too much into this movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, hey, I'm here for it.
I
love all of it.
100%. I'm with you on that. I mean, we're fans, right?
Yeah.
So the day that I start looking at this and all of this awesome shit and being like, this is going to fucking suck, that's when I become one of those fucking trolls on the internet who's not a fan. I'm a fan. I can't wait. Now, if they conceded some things, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Take your time. But as of right now, I'm here for it. I'm super into it. Now, speaking of She-Hulk, Mark Ruffalo and Tim Roth, who played Abomination in the Incredible Hulk movie from 2007, 2008.
Right.
They are both confirmed to be in the She-Hulk show.
That is legit.
So, and that, again, confirmed. So, Tim Roth coming back as Abomination, awesome.
Right.
I assume he would still be Abomination, right?
Yeah, the ending of that, they just, he got choked out. And
unless they did
away.
some bullshit where they, like, found a way to cure him, I'd be kind of annoyed.
Hope not.
But he's not like Mark Ruffalo, or he's not like Bruce Banner. He can't, Abomination doesn't go back and forth, right?
Yeah, once
I guess they could write that. I guess they could write it like that for this show.
Yeah,
but traditionally, I don't think Abomination has, right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I mean, Abomination doesn't turn, but, I mean, with the way everything's going, they can always do a rewrite.
Yeah, I mean, again, one of the coolest things about the MCU to me is that, and one of those things I think a lot of people complain about is, like, this is their own world. Mm-hmm. We're not looking at the comic book versions of these characters. You know, we're not. Right. We're looking at the MCU version. So just because something didn't happen in the comics doesn't mean it can't happen here. Right. You know, I think they want to make it as close as possible just for fan service sake, and they want to give us a lot of, like, Easter eggs and like fun stuff like that.
Right.
But they absolutely do not have to stick to the same storylines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really cool about the MCU.
I really dig it. I mean, I definitely think that they're gonna, like, keep Abomination as is, but this is all fake. Like, yeah, right. They could give him wings. They could do whatever they want to him, and I'll still fucking pay the $10.99 to go watch it.
I was talking shit on our live stream at Mythical, the last show that we did on Saturday.
Right.
And I was just like, guys, it's fucking fake. Like, people were starting to, like, talk about stuff in the comments and get riled up, and I was like, guys, at the end of the day, none of this is real. Right. Like, I love it. You love it. We're all big fans. It's not real. Like, if you're
it's real to me, damn it.
If you're sitting there getting fucking upset and, like, to the point where you're being belligerent or especially mean to another one of our customers or listeners,
right?
Fuck you. All right.
Yeah. Nah. This is gonna be really interesting. Like, the way that they're gonna portray everything in this. Yeah. Especially, like, the law heavy scenes into it. It's gonna be dope.
Oh, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
I really hope that they bring Foggy Nelson into it, like the actor who played Foggy Nelson.
He's so good. Karen Page too.
Yeah,
I think it was a phenomenal cast.
That'd be real interesting.
And I will tell you that because while you know that I'm not a huge Marvel person,
right?
Punisher and Daredevil are two of my favorite comic book characters of all time.
Yeah,
I think that they're very, very well done characters who have very well storied pasts and are just overall cool, because isn't that what we like got drawn into certain characters for anyways, right?
Hell yeah.
We just thought that they were cool. And I think that the casting of those shows, both of those shows for Netflix, were so incredibly well done. It's no wonder there is such a movement to save Charlie Cox as Daredevil,
right,
and to keep Vincent D'Onofrio and to keep Jon Bernthal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would love it if they gave those actors contracts. There's no reason not to. You know what I mean? Unless they have other contracts that prohibit them from being these characters again.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you go and recast? I'll tell you another thing. I didn't write it down, but just while we're on the topic, they recast. I don't remember her name. They recast Scott Lang's daughter, right? Cassie Lang. They recast Cassie Lang.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the name of the actress who is taking over. She's in that new movie Freaky with Vince Vaughn. It's like the Freaky Friday spoof where he's a murderer and he gets put in her body.
Weird, but all right.
It's super weird. It actually looks pretty funny, but she got cast as Cassie Lang.
Yeah.
And I felt terrible because the girl who played her in Endgame, right? She put out a tweet saying, I just found out, the same time you guys did.
Right.
I'm sorry I didn't do enough to stay with the MCU. And it was like heartbreaking. It was like, I'm sorry I'm not good enough. And I'm like, she looked like the older version of the little girl from the first movie.
Yeah.
From the first two movies. Like, why the fuck did they have to go recast? I know that that's a part of Hollywood and all that, kind of shit, but it still doesn't make sense. So when they take characters like Karen Page and Foggy Nelson and they bring them back, and there's no reason to recast other than fucking because we want to, I don't know.
I think the only thing with the Ant-Man movie, it's called like Quantum Realm or something like that.
Fuck, I just smacked the
nice.
microphone.
Rookie.
Quantumanium.
Yeah, so with that, and also Kang the Conqueror being like confirmed, and he does like a lot of time travel shit.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised with like why they're recasting it, because she's probably going to be a lot older, and then probably take up the role
but
of
they're like
whoever she takes.
They're like the same age. It's not like the girl's older. They had an older version in Endgame. You know, he comes out. It's 5 years later, and he opens the door, and she's like, "Dad," and she hugs him. That was like she was appropriately aged. It just I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. Now, I'm sure there's so much behind the scenes stuff. I'm not going to act like I know anything about the movie business.
Yeah, and she might know how to like do actual like fighting choreography and all that, because I don't know anything about that too.
That's possible. So. However, I will say that Disney and Marvel goes to great lengths to train people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they put so much work and money and effort into getting people's bodies the way they want. Not only that, but I don't think Cassie Lang is going to be like a fighter or superhero or anything like that. I don't remember her and I could be wrong on this. I don't remember her having like a super identity or anything like that. I think she's more of a talking, like, I'm around and here's my input.
If it was Batgirl or like DC, we would know it, but hey.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of Kang the Conqueror, I'm glad you brought that up. Kang the Conqueror was revealed to be the next big villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. I think it's Quantumania. I don't know. And he will be played by Jonathan Majors of Lovecraft Country.
Hell yeah.
He's also rumored now, I think this came out like today or yesterday, rumored to appear in Loki, have some sort of appearance in the Loki series.
That'd be interesting.
Which we now know is a limited series. Like, I don't think there's going to be a season 2 of Loki. It's more of a catalyst show.
I'm happy with that.
Move it. Now, I think like stuff like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think that is going to have like more seasons, maybe.
Right.
And maybe WandaVision, who knows? All of these could be one-offs because it would make sense.
Right.
I don't know how you would juggle multiple seasons of these kinds of shows with the movies. So if they're all one-offs and they're all just kind of catalysts, like to bring us to the next part of the MCU, that's fine. Speaking of Loki, though, there was well, let me stay on this. Did you watch Lovecraft Country at all?
Yeah, I actually finished it last weekend.
Really? How'd you like it?
I digged it. I love it.
We didn't finish it. We did watch the first like 4 episodes. There's not many, right? There's only,
I think there's like 10.
Is there 10? I thought there was like 8 or 6 or something.
It actually might be like 12, to be honest.
Really?
It was like 10 to 12.
Wow.
But
yeah,
really
we didn't finish it. We watched the first like 4 episodes or something like that. And the only reason we didn't finish it is just because, again, we got busy and then we kind of.
It's a big time suck.
Yeah, but it was phenomenal what we saw. The first couple episodes are very confusing, and then when you like they put out a thing saying, "Oh, this is how you watch the show. This is what it's about." It made a lot more sense. you know, like they put out a syllabus for the show, which was phenomenal. But yeah, so he's gonna play Kang the Conqueror, which I'm really excited about. Speaking of Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier, they just got new, not trailers necessarily. Well, Loki got a trailer, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier got quote unquote like a first look, in their fucking trailers. But
same thing.
They both look great. I mean, they look MCU quality, everything.
I'm really interested in that Falcon Winter Soldier. Like, I want to see like the chemistry that they have between each other.
I just want it to be a buddy cop show, to be honest. That's what I want. And I will tell you that the scene of him like jumping out of the plane and then being in that kind of chase with the fighter jets in the canyon, or was it a helicopter? I think, I don't remember.
Yeah,
but him, maybe drones, who fucking knows? But him being like flying through the canyon and dodging, awesome. It looked great. You know what I mean? I will say he looked very little like Captain America. He looked like he was like his suit he was wearing was just a Falcon, suit was very red and kind of white. And so I wonder if the rumors are true that it's kind of like the show was kind of battle for the shield, kind of thing. But if that's true, then why the fuck would they do the whole thing at the end of Endgame where he's like, "Here, the shield is for you now, be Captain America."
Gotta wait and tell, baby.
I know. I am excited to see it. Riri Williams, Ironheart, is getting a Disney Plus series, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know a whole lot about Riri Williams, but I know that she has been a big hit with like Iron Man comic fans, and I'm interested to see that. Do you know anything about Riri?
I have no idea at all.
Yeah, move past.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah,
but
again,
sounds interesting.
Definitely something I'm gonna get into just because I've heard such good things about the character. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see, and I love that they're doing a lot more like younger characters. They're doing I think they're really moving towards where they can do a Young Avengers. I mean, I think the writing is on the wall with the fact that they're bringing Hawkeye's daughter, or Hawkeye's not daughter, protege, but what I can't even remember her fucking name right now. I'm so bad at Marvel. My God.
And it's going to be female heavy too, because you also have Shuri can go into that role. You have America Chavez.
Yes, America Chavez, who was going to be in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, that'd be real cool.
That's pretty cool. I don't think they made a casting announcement for her, right?
I don't know.
I think they just announced that her character is going to be in it. Tatiana Maslany, I think it's Maslany. I don't know how to say it. Tatiana Maslany is cast as She-Hulk too, which is pretty cool. So we have an idea of who she is and what that's going to look like. I'm very interested to see how they're going to do that as well. Because She-Hulk, I thought, was another one who, once she transformed, she was just She-Hulk. Like, she wore nice clothing as She-Hulk. She never goes back and forth.
I never read that series just because I felt like, just seeing the cover art, I thought it was just going to be one of those Vampirella books that, those type of people who buy those type of books.
The Vampirella,
the booby fans.
What's the other one? Witchblade, like the Witchblade and Vampirella fans.
And like Red Sonja, all those people.
Yeah, well, Red Sonja is a little less, but yeah, you're on. Yeah, same kind of idea. Disney confirmed that they will not recast T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman is the one and only T'Challa, not the one and only Black Panther. I mean, again, Shuri will probably be Black Panther going forward. However, it was very nice that they were like, no, we're not going to, Chadwick was one of a kind, man, and we don't want to recast that character. I
already know the scene that's going to make me cry in whatever Black Panther movie that they come out with. Whoever takes the mantle, whether that be Shuri or whoever, whenever they do the vision like Mufasa, where you see like the older like ones that have passed away.
Talking about what Chadwick they did in the first one?
Yeah, they're going to do that, and they're going to have Chadwick there, and he's probably going to have a couple lines.
I need to watch Black Panther again. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
And there were some scenes that were just so fucking good. Like, so good.
Powerful.
But yeah, I think that's nice. I think it's respectful. I don't think I would have been upset if they had. Again, it's one of those things where I understand in Hollywood, and the movies have to move forward, and it sucks. But I think it's just a nice show of like, hey, he was our Black Panther.
Right.
We have other things we can move forward with. We're not going to recast.
I am hoping like whatever Black Panther movies, or like if that character is in anything, that Chadwick Boseman's family gets compensated for it, just because the passing is tragic and everything. But you know how Disney works.
Yeah, that that's just not typical. But I'm with you on that. In an ideal world, like that would be cool. It just sucks that, like, again, the fact that Joe Shuster and what was the name of who created Superman? Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, they were basically penniless.
Yep.
When they died, they didn't get paid until a couple years before they both passed away. They sat in the theater for the first Superman movie, Richard Donner's Superman, and cried, because they were invited and stuff. But the icon, a cultural icon that they had made, and they're fucking penniless. Bob Kane,
right? Bill Finger,
right? Bill Finger died penniless. That's fucked up, all because Bob tough. Kane's a cunt.
It's tough business and love,
But the I agree. I think it'd be nice if like Chadwick's family, got some sort of. I'm sure that they're gonna get paid out for whatever appearances and stuff that he's like. If they have to CGI recreate him, which they have, I know for a fact that all of these actors, they get 3D scans of their heads and stuff done when they're cast. Like every single one of them. Part of the casting process is, hey, you got the part. Here's like wardrobe. They do a 3D like scans of the face.
I think Chadwick is gonna be in the what's it called? The What If series. Whenever they do the T'Challa.
That scene. He actually, I think they showed a little clip of that too. I think there was a What If little trailer too, and I forgot to watch it.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think I watched it.
I think they're gonna do the What If for if Peggy Carter got the injection.
Yes, I saw that.
They're gonna do if T'Challa got picked up by what was Michael Rooker's character? I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yondu.
Yeah, if he got picked up by Yondu, so you're gonna do like a switch with that.
Michael Rooker is phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
And then I think they're also doing like Marvel Zombies too.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies. I think that they kind of teased that when they announced the What If series back at D23. And that's really cool. I think that's gonna be neat. That's kind of interesting if T'Challa had been picked up by Yondu.
Right.
Yeah, their What Ifs are interesting. Really, really cool thing that happened. A thing that I didn't think I'd be excited by,
right?
If I'm being honest, but I am. I am excited. Fantastic Four. They announced a Fantastic Four movie with Spider-Man director John Watts, and John Watts is going to be obviously directing it. And we know nothing past that.
Right.
All we don't know any kind of casting ideas or decisions. We don't know any storylines. It makes sense, I think, with like the Kang the Conqueror stuff. I mean, I know Kang the Conqueror and Fantastic Four, I know that they've crossed paths a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense that they're coming in around now. But fuck, I want to know who's going to play who, you know?
I mean, there's definitely a petition going around that everybody wants
John Krasinski.
Yeah, Krasinski, and then his wife
and
to
his
play.
wife, which I'd be in total favor of.
Mm-hmm.
They drew him, one of the artists, I don't remember who it was, but earlier this year, or maybe it was the end of last year, 2019.
Like, you know how there used to be everybody wanted Bob Hoskins to play Wolverine because he's short and hairy.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, like way back in the day before they casted Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, they wanted Bob Hoskins because he's like barely touching like 5 foot.
Did you know that back in the 90s they were going to do a X-Men movie and it was going to be Danny DeVito as Wolverine?
Right, that was like the same concept that they were going with.
But like he was actually gonna do it. That's fucking crazy.
For this Wolverine thing, there's like spec. It's kind of like a joke spec.
Yeah.
But they want Seth Rogen to be the Thing.
That'd be kind of funny,
right?
Again,
and the Thing is Jewish, so it kind of fits the vibe.
The Thing is Jewish? Oh, I did know that.
The character.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever his actual name is, I'm not a Marblehead.
Ben Grimm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben Grimm. Yeah, that's cool. I'm really interested. I would love John Krasinski to do it. He's shown through Zero Dark 30. Oh wait, was it Zero Dark 30 that he was in? You know what?
One of the war movies.
Yeah, it was something about fuck, I don't remember if that was what he was in, but he was in Jack Ryder on Amazon Prime. He's shown that he can do a lot of those kind of like, hey, I'm buff and right. I can be serious and tactical and cool and fuck, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind if they did like a higher age, like if they made everybody like kind of in their 50s because they're scientists and everything like that.
Really?
That'd be kind of interesting.
You do them that old?
I mean, it would be kind of interesting, like if they cast as Mr. Fantastic, or isn't that his name, the stretchy boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they cast Mr. Fantastic as like
Reed
a Denzel
Richards.
or somebody, that'd be interesting. But he's a little bit too old right now.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I would still try to keep him in there. It'd be
interesting if they kind of like
40s. I could see like late 30s, early 40s. I could definitely see.
As long as it's not Shia LaBeouf and whoever that guy was.
Don't you ever say that. I love Shia LaBeouf.
He whoever can be in played
everything. Whoever
not
played
Shia LaBeouf. What the fuck is that guy's name?
I was going to say, what the fuck are you talking about?
The Fantastic Four movie that came out with Michael B. Jordan and all that.
Yeah. Oh, Miles Teller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's not somebody like that.
You don't like Miles Teller?
He is just too young.
You got to watch Whiplash. I'll agree he seemed like young for the role.
Yeah.
At the time, for sure. But
he played it well. It was just the age. I was like, I'd rather him be older.
He's a phenomenal actor. I'm a big fan of his.
Whiplash was amazing, though.
Yeah, Whiplash is fantastic, right?
Love that movie.
And I love J.K. Simmons, man. He's so good. John Krasinski is just so fuckable, man. I mean,
yeah,
beautiful, gorgeous, perfect. He's Jim. Right. I want to be his Pam.
I'm still waiting for Get Out 2. I can't wait for that movie to come out.
Is that happening? Is Get Out 2 happening?
Yeah. No, wait. Quiet Place. My bad.
I was about to say.
Get Out. I'm so sorry.
Well, first of all, in my head, I was like, what the fuck does John Krasinski have to do with Get Out 2?
My bad. Definitely Quiet Place 2.
Yeah, the trailer for that looked pretty good, too. Yeah. I can't wait to see that.
I was like, right when I said it, I was like, yep, that is totally wrong. Hopefully he won't catch it.
Yeah,
fuck, he caught it.
I want to be his Pam. He's so fuckable.
Nice.
Can't help it. Gorgeous man. You know.
I mean, hey,
sometimes you got to give credit where credit is due.
You can take him. I'll take Jason Momoa. Put it on Patreon,
baby. Christian Bale got revealed to be Gore the God Butcher in Thor: Love and Thunder, who is a guy who butchers gods.
It's a metal ass name, and it's going to be interesting.
Name.
I wonder if they're going to play it like whenever Tony Stark, whenever Robert Downey Jr.'s character,
right,
saw the Squidward looking dude. How like that guy was like really intense and didn't play around. And he was like, "All right, Squidward."
Yeah,
because definitely Thor has kind of changed from like real like Shakespearean and broody.
Right.
So like
it's
funny,
definitely
haha.
turned into like a comedy, like an
Big bro
action
vibes.
comedy.
Yeah.
And the fact that Taika Waititi is directing it, it's just gonna be
It's gonna be interesting.
maybe annoyingly funny, like where it's all jokes. You know what I mean?
It'll definitely be real cool.
I don't know. I love Taika Waititi though. I think he's phenomenal. I finally got to watch Jojo Rabbit. Did you ever get to see that?
Oh, you just now saw it? Yeah, that movie.
Well,
was great.
I saw it like weeks ago, but it was definitely a while after it came out.
Yeah, I saw it on HBO Max whenever like they posted like the new stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
right
when
when
I saw it.
I was like, oh, I really wanted to see that movie, and it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It was phenomenal, and Taika Waititi directed that, and you know he was in it. He was Hitler.
Right.
And, he's very funny, very phenomenal guy. And Christian Bale, you know what? I talk a lot of shit about the Dark Knight trilogy because I truly don't like the Dark Knight trilogy, except for Batman Begins, which again may be a perfect movie. But I love Christian Bale, man. He's such a fucking good actor.
Did you see him in the Ford vs Ferrari movie?
Oh yeah, I love Ford vs Ferrari. I've seen that probably 4 times just because I thought it was so good.
Yeah. And it's long as shit, but like it's just one of those ones you just sit and you're just I dig it.
That scene where he puts the CEO in the passenger seat and then he goes races around and scares the shit out of him. He starts crying, you know.
Yeah. I love the scene whenever he like rolls the car and then he just gets out and he's literally on fire and he's like, the bearing on turn 17, it blew out, so we definitely got to tighten that one. He just gets back to the drawing board, doesn't even care that he's still like smoldering.
Yeah, that movie, guys. If you haven't seen Ford vs Ferrari, holy fuck, you gotta watch that movie.
Long movie though.
Yeah, long movie.
It's like 2 and some change.
Yeah, it's a little. I mean, again, when we're talking Endgame standards, it's not a long movie, but
yeah.
you know.
Hey.
So yeah, they had new trailers for Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki and stuff. We saw those, and I thought the Loki trailer. I wanted to talk about that just because it looked pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And that last scene of the trailer where he has the vote for Loki pin, and obviously that comic book has shot through the roof because the vote for Loki cover that spiked tremendously. I want to know more. I'm dying for these to come out. Like, it sucks that I can't watch them right now because I just want to know. I want to watch them. I'm being a little girl right now, but like, fuck, they've teased and tantalized and tickled my fancy for too long, and God, I just want to see this show.
My favorite thing about that Loki scene was whenever he jumped out of the plane and when he like hijacked it or Spec hijacked it, because it ties into the 1975 unidentified man, the DB Cooper hijacking of the Boeing 727. Yeah, it literally looked identical.
The legend of DB Cooper is insane. It's a very cool story. And so the only reason I don't think so is he was in like a James Bond tuxedo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be a little more like whatever universe he's in, he gets sucked into like secret agent. I think it's going to be very multiverse, kind of bound, especially since when he gets pulled in and they put on the movie, The Avengers for him, right? And it's that shot of like Hawkeye and like all the Avengers, in front of him. Unless that's just supposed to be like from his eyes, his point of view.
What was your thoughts on Owen Wilson?
Oh, so it was funny because Owen Wilson, who I absolutely adore, he wow, I can do that all day. His brother Luke Wilson, who's also phenomenal, is in Stargirl. So to me, I immediately thought like Luke Wilson gets cast in Stargirl, which is a very fucking who cares show. He's great in it.
Yeah.
But it's nobody gives a shit about Stargirl.
It's very
and kiddish. Then Owen Wilson was like, all right, fuck you. And he goes and is like, I'm going to be in Loki. Wow. I just thought it was kind of like I got to one up my brother kind of thing.
Yeah. He's been doing some serious movies too. Like he did that and he did that one about where they get trapped in like Vietnam or something like that with his family on vacation.
Yeah. Fuck, what was that called?
I don't remember, but it
crazy. Crazy. That was a few years ago now, though. I'm just glad to see him and stuff. I love him as an actor. I always thought he kind of he's one of those comedians that has like a direct line to my funny bone. I don't know why.
Really?
But like they're same with Vince Vaughn, and whenever they're together, like Wedding Crashers, and there was a movie called The Internship where they were like Google interns.
Yeah.
I can't stop. I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so funny. So I love seeing him. And I know everybody always tells me I have terrible taste when it comes to stuff like that because there's a lot of people who can't stand Owen Wilson.
Right.
Vince Vaughn, for that matter, is a lot. Apparently, I'm one of the only like Vince Vaughn fans out there.
I dig him.
But I'm just excited to see him. I was excited to see Luke Wilson and Stargirl. I just think that they're great. was there anything else? There was something else about that trailer we were about to get. Oh, so he jumps out of that plane and the Bifrost grabs him out of the air. Was that not sick?
That was intense. God.
And again, that's one of those things that's just like, what the fuck is going on? I want to know what's behind this, what's happening. Because it very clearly was the Bifrost, right? It was a rainbow beam of light.
I hope it's going to be the same scene of the one dude. He's like, these are my beauties, Betty and Boop, where he has the M16s. It's going to like tie into that.
That's Carl
That'd be kind of funny
too. That's from The Boys. I really hope that it does tie into a bunch of the movies, like maybe he revisits a lot of the scenes of different movies. I just like stuff like that. I think it's fun.
Do you think there's going to be a Stan Lee cameo in that one?
This far after he's dead? Probably not.
I mean, I know it's because he's dead, but with like all the scenes that they do have,
right?
Like just have him like deep faked in the background of like walking past or something like that.
I thought that they had said that after Captain Marvel, that was it. I don't think that they have plans to do a lot of like posthumous, like you know what I mean. I think at some point it would be very distasteful,
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody could see it as like, oh, they're honoring him by keeping him in all the movies. That's what he did. He made cameos in all the Marvel movies. I think at some point it would be a little fucking creepy and like disrespectful to keep sticking in place, especially like how much footage do you have? How much shit do you have?
Oh, I don't think they have to shoot anything new. I'm just saying, like, if they stick him in the background of, like, whenever he's driving, like, the Corvette or whenever he's, like, the FedEx guy or something like that.
Yeah.
Just something like that where they use those, like, ones they already shot and you just have, like, Loki, like, walk past or something like that.
Speaking of, you know what I just found out? It may have even been you who told me because I never remember who tells me these things. But that scene in Spider-Man Homecoming, the first one, that scene where he's, like, trying to help people out, right? Be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And he like stops that guy from getting into his own car because he thinks he's hijacking. Stan Lee starts yelling out the window.
Yeah, you keep it down, you punk.
Yeah, and
don't make me come down there.
The neighbor across, and he's like, Dolores, how are you? How's your mother? That was his wife.
Yeah.
And I never knew that.
Really?
Until like last week. I don't remember who told me, but I just thought it was crazy. I was like, that was Stan Lee's wife.
Yeah.
And that was just that makes it even cuter,
Hell yeah.
That's really great. Are they going to put him in a movie? Maybe. Maybe they'll like superimpose him somewhere just random. Maybe it'll be more like an Easter egg where like, did you spot Stan Lee? Like, where's Waldo style?
It's definitely going to be interesting. Like, even anywhere they can go with this, they can introduce mutants. They can do anything with this series.
And that's a good point. I mean, are they going to do it? We know mutants have to be coming up, right? We know that they have to be around the corner. I'm honestly kind of shocked that they announced the Fantastic Four before they announced something with mutants. Personally, a little shocked. But how are they going to do it?
Like right when I was saying that, I thought of a scene of like that bar scene where Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is just like, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah.
He just pops into that one. Oh, nope. And then pops back out.
I love that. Yeah, America Chavez is going to be in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I know nothing about the character. I feel bad about it.
She's very new, so I don't keep up with new Marvel.
From the last, within the last 10 years. I mean, she's a very new character. And then the most important and final Marvel news that I have to share, which I think is huge, is John Mulaney and Andy Samberg are going to star in a live-action Chippendale movie. It's called Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Really?
Yeah, John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
I am all for that. That is awesome.
It's going to be the biggest Marvel movie of 2022 whenever it comes out.
Great.
Jokes aside, I do fucking love them. John Mulaney is probably my favorite comedian now, like stand-up. And Andy Samberg is, again, one of those people just has a direct line to my funny bone.
That's going to be interesting.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is never not an awesome show. You know? And it's kind of amazing how long they've gone. And I think the new season starts filming like now. Like they just started
they've
filming.
had a couple episodes come out. I mean, COVID kind of fucked with them, but
right.
I think they had like maybe 6 or 7 episodes drop.
Yeah, so
they're on Hulu if you want to catch them.
Yeah,
but
and I think now they're Hulu exclusive. They got a deal with Hulu.
Nice.
And because they got canceled from one network, and then Hulu, I think, snatched them up. Was like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? Like this show is insanely popular. Here you go. Here's a spot right here on Hulu. Keep making your show."
That's going to be really interesting.
So, of course, we got Star Wars news. Not as much Star Wars news, just in the fact of it was like a lot of announcements.
Right.
So we're going to kind of dissect those a little bit. But the first thing I did want to talk about is I don't know how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm upset. I don't know if I'm excited. I don't know if I want to cry. I don't know if I want to laugh. But Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader for Obi-Wan, for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck is that going to look like?
I don't know, but I've been seeing Boss Logic photos that he's been posting of it, and I am super hyped.
The Boss Logic photos, I only saw one, and it was kind of like an X-ray of Darth Vader's helmet, and it looked really, really good. But everything he does is amazing. I mean, Boss Logic's the man. And I think in 2021, I think it was supposed to be this year, but it got delayed because of COVID and all that. I think 2021, he's supposed to have like actual comic book, like for Marvel, like covers. He's going to be doing cover work for Marvel. Don't quote me on that. I heard something about it, and I would be really excited if that were true.
I'm really hoping they tie in. I don't even know what the Obi-Wan show is going to really even be like time period wise. But if they can somehow get Rosario Dawson in there as Ahsoka,
well, that's what's interesting, right? So, it's Ewan McGregor is coming back, so we know it's going to be older than Clone Wars, right? So, from what I understand, it's supposed to be. We haven't had much filling that gap of Episode 3 and then A New Hope, right? Not a whole lot. So I think what a lot of it is going to be is the like Darth Vader is planning the first Death Star, or maybe they just started construction. Because when you come into A New Hope, it's already done, right?
So do you think they're gonna do like how Rey and Kylo kind of have those like weird Force like talks? Like where they're in the Force and they're talking to each other?
Fuck, no, I hope not. I hated that.
Or do you think it's going to be like a lot of flashbacks?
I think it's no. I don't even think it's going to be flashbacks. I think it's going to take because Ewan McGregor's older now. He can play a slightly older person. I think it's going to be between the ages of Ewan McGregor in the Clone Wars and then what's his name? Who played Obi-Wan?
Where he gets strike down.
A New Hope. And I think it's going to be more of Darth Vader becoming Darth Vader, right? How he truly, like we saw at the end of Episode 3, him being put in the suit. I think it's going to be more him solidifying his place, who he is as Darth Vader. I think it's going to be Obi-Wan learning about their plans for the Empire. And again, I don't think, unless I'm wrong, because I've been trying to like dive into lore, like canon. Like I'm not reading the 180 books that were written.
I don't blame you.
There's a lot, but I think there's like 60 something books. Like
there's a ton.
There's a fucking lot.
Fuck ton.
But I don't think there's a whole lot filling that gap. Like we had the Clone Wars series that kind of fills the gap between episodes 2 and 3, right? And that's where you get a lot of the Ahsoka Tano stuff. You get, I don't remember where Rebels took place. I think it still takes place before Episode 3, because that's where Ahsoka like leaves. But we don't have a whole lot between 3 and then 4, A New Hope.
Right.
And I think that's what this is meant to be. It's going to be smack dab in that, you know, again, maybe they're starting their plans for the Death Star. You know, they're starting their plans for the Galactic Empire. They're starting their plans, and Obi-Wan it's like his last stand, you know, because we know that at some point he fails,
right, and
becomes a hermit and decides, oh, I'm just going to take care of Luke. Like, or I'm just going to watch over Luke, right? That's what I can't fight them. I'm not strong enough by myself. So, also, here's a fun question. Are we going to see child Luke Skywalker?
I really have no idea.
Just
and
like
I don't even know how I feel about that, too, if they were to do
just
that.
Just on Tatooine. Like, are we going to see
that
him
really
growing up? You know what I mean? Maybe not growing up, but I don't think we're going to see...
That kind of blew my mind. That would be really...
He's not going to be involved in, like, adventures, right?
Yeah.
He's a farmer. He's a farm boy. But maybe at some point, Obi-Wan is watching him from a distance. Again, just kind of keep watching over him.
Creepy.
And we'll see, right? In his windowless van.
Hell
and
yeah.
I don't know. I think
Free blue milk.
I don't know, man. I'm excited. Oddly enough, and you know me, because again, and I've said it a billion times.
Still same OG.
I'm sorry that I like.
Low-key.
No, you down with OPP? You know?
Yeah, you know me.
I know I've said it a billion times and I repeat myself a lot. I'm not a huge Marvel guy, so a lot of that stuff I don't I am a big Star Wars guy, though.
Right.
I think that there's a lot I don't know, which is why I've been trying to dive into the lore lately. But I'm oddly so much more excited about this stuff than all the MCU. The MCU stuff I'm excited about because I will watch it.
Yeah.
I will enjoy it. But this, I'm like invested in. Like the idea of what's happening.
How far along have you gotten on Clone Wars so far?
Not far.
Not far?
I got to be honest. I watched, so I'm watching the Ultimate Watching Order. StarWars.com put out this order, and they said, if you watch it in this obscure order, right, this is the best, it'll make more sense. Because apparently when they were releasing the show, they didn't release it in a very chronological order. It was very weird. So it was like an episode from season 3, an episode from season 2, and then the movie. Yeah. And I just finished the movie. And even the movie, I was kind of disappointed by. So far, I'm not super into it. It's only because it's very childish, which I understand why it was made. So I'm not like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it was made for Cartoon Network.
Right, right. So it was a kid show, and I get that. But from what I understand, it gets much better down the line. Like season 3, I think they said it really starts to pop off. Yeah. So I will hustle through. However, it just so far is like, it's very anthology. I was hoping there was more of a story from episode to episode. Even the movie felt like, why the fuck do I care about what's going on? Like the whole thing was he met Ahsoka Tano. That's great. Right. She became his Padawan. That's great. But they had to save Jabba the Hutt's baby and then like make sure that they got his alliance so that they could pass through the Outer Rim, safely. It was just stuff that I was like, why the fuck do we care about this right now?
Yeah, it definitely picks up after season 3, and then once you get there, you're on a fucking ride for like the best Star Wars.
Like Samurai Jack, like when season 5 came back, the final season, apparently it was fucking nuts. Like it was very like good.
You haven't even gotten to like Cad Bane or anybody yet, have you?
No.
Yeah. Once you get to there, and like you start getting some like Darth Maul stuff and all that.
I've only technically seen 2 episodes in the movie. That's what I've seen. Which
I'm telling you, before you get into like the Star Wars news and get into like the Bad Batch that's coming out, definitely watch Clone Wars.
Does the title The Bad Batch make sense to you, having seen Clone Wars? Okay, that's fun. So yeah, I like even like like when you leave.
Okay, that's fun.
When you leave here tonight, I already planned on going and continuing watching Clone Wars.
You don't want to watch it with me?
I mean, oh hey, you're always welcome.
I'll snuggle you.
Yeah, fuck
I'll snuggle the fuck out of you, bro.
It's cold in here.
I'll fucking snuggle shit.
Everybody else gonna be, what the fuck is going on?
You just hear the mic slap off.
But yeah, so Hayden Christensen's coming. Oh fuck, we skipped over that completely. Hayden Christensen's coming back as Darth Vader, and he sucks. Let me say, I typically do not get like. Again, I don't get like that. But I have recently gone back and watched the prequels again, and he is just so flat, dude.
They're not that good
about
at movies.
Him is not even just the movies aren't good, but like Ewan McGregor's performance, it stands out. It's phenomenal. You know what I mean? What's her name? I love her so much, and I can't remember her name. What's her name from Thor?
I know who you're talking about.
Who plays Padme?
Yeah.
What the fuck is her name?
I'm pulling a blank on it either. I know who you're talking about though.
That's gonna kill me. She's phenomenal. You know what I mean? And homeboy who plays Count Dooku, phenomenal. You know what I mean? These actors and their performances stand out, even in these bad movies.
Natalie Portman.
Find Count Dooku for me too, because it's killing. It's like I can rattle this stuff off all day long, but as soon as we get on the mic, I can't remember shit.
Christopher Lee,
thank you. Fuck. Their performances stand out. They're phenomenal. You know what I mean? His is glaringly awful. And it's just because every line he says, flat. Even when he's pretending to cry, flat. It's boring.
He definitely gets carried. I mean, his only good scene is at the very end, whenever they have that final fight. But it's just such a raw scene, so like you can't really fuck that one up.
I'll give him that. Yeah, that's a phenomenal scene, even from him. His emotion in that scene is very strong.
Yeah. He definitely failed on like capturing that Obi-Wan and Anakin like friendship.
Well, and that's what makes the Clone Wars so off-putting, is the voice actor who plays him in the show has so much more personality.
I'm telling you, like I'm telling you, if you like dive deep into that show and just say fuck everything else and just watch every single episode, oh my god, will you love everything about that series?
Yeah,
I'm
excited to learn more about like Thrawn and the Mandalorians and stuff like that. I'm very excited for that. But of course, we know that they announced a lot more Star Wars television, and I think there's only one movie technically. No, there's a couple movies. But 10 Star Wars projects, Obi-Wan being one of them, even though that was already announced.
Right.
Ahsoka is getting her own, which is phenomenal. I had a feeling in my head that they were going to do that, just because Rosario Dawson to me is not just a let's put her in 1 or 2 episodes kind of
and that character
actress.
Is such a phenomenal character.
Right.
You have to do it.
So we're gonna and again they set that up really well in The Mandalorian, because we know that she is on what is she doing? So we know that
she's on the hunt to find Admiral Thrawn.
Thrawn, thank you. She's looking for Thrawn. Bo-Katan is looking for the Darksaber.
Yeah.
So
that way she can claim Mandalore.
Right. So we know that in the Clone Wars, even though I haven't seen it, we know in the Clone Wars, like finding Thrawn was a big mission of hers, or at least through like Rebels and stuff.
Mainly Rebels, yeah.
Mainly Rebels, and it never got. She never found him. It never got resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to pick that up. All these years later, which is awesome to me. Rangers of the New Republic is going to be, again, I think they set that up really well. Gina Carano's character.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is her name in the show?
Cara Dune.
Cara Dune, thank you. Cara Dune, we know. I think that Bill Burr, his character, is going to come back as a Ranger of the New Republic, because they set that up really great last week.
Do you think Billy D is going to be in it or no? Or not, that's not Billy D. Is that Billy D?
Billy D. Williams? Lando?
No, not Lando. Fuck, who was the guy on Mandalorian?
Bill Burr.
Where he was like, Mando, my buddy.
Carl Weathers.
There we go.
Carl Weathers, sure, yeah.
Sorry about that.
All black people in Star Wars look alike to you, Trey?
No.
The Carl Weathers, though, I'll tell you, phenomenal. I've really enjoyed him in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And I love Billy D. Williams. He's just clearly getting older, getting out there. But Rangers of the New Republic, I think, is going to be really cool. Star Wars Visions is going to be a animated anthology kind of show.
That one's based off of a manga series, which is going to be pretty intense.
So I
don't know anything about it, but
it's going to be cool. I don't know if it's something I'm going to get super into, but I'm going to watch it just because I have to.
I have like no thoughts on it, but I think it's going to be one of those like sneaky ones that is just going to like bite me, and I'm going to be along for the ride. Yeah, kind of like Voltron for Netflix. Well, I didn't care about that show at all, and then a roommate was watching it, and then watched the whole entire.
Well, again, since it's going to be an anthology series, that means that they can. Each story is going to be obviously its own story. It's not going to have a continuous like storyline from episode to episode. So what that means is that they can introduce new characters and people that they just kind of make up and make really cool, badass, random episodes. Right. And then if one of those hits, that's the trap here. If one of those hits and becomes really successful, boom, it has its own television show. It has like its own show, its own, comic series. That's gonna be Rogue Squadron, very cool, based off of the book of the same name, Star Wars, comic book of the same name, Rogue Squadrons, that had a whole bunch of different volumes. I believe that Rogue Squadron, which is a movie, this one's a movie, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm hoping that one's gonna be like the big buddy cop one.
That's the one. Oh, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be very serious. It's Patty Jenkins who did Wonder Woman, so I think it's gonna be very. I feel like it's gonna be watching a Call of Duty cinematic clip for 2 hours, which is not necessarily a bad thing. One thing that we're making jokes about is Call of Duty games like that are phenomenal. Nobody gives the writers of like the storylines in those games enough credit because they're pretty awesome.
I'm telling you, 2009 fucking Modern Warfare 2 when Soap gets shot in the face. Ugh, intense.
That fucked us all up.
Speaking of Call of Duty, they finally dropped they like combined 2 games for the first time, like Treyarch Black Ops and Modern Warfare. They're combined into Warzone, so you can play with Black Ops guns in Warzone.
Oh yeah.
Which is pretty intense. It's never been done before.
Did they just put Black Ops guns in Warzone?
I think it dropped last night.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's pretty awesome. Speaking of Squadron, by the way, I think there's a new video game out, an EA game called Squadron, Star Wars Squadrons, and it's basically you fly a bunch of ships, and it's kind of like a battle royale game, but flying fucking
it's
ships.
a beautiful and fun game. It's
you played it?
You can do that in Battlefront 2. So it was kind of a waste of time.
I've done that in Battlefront 2.
It's the same thing, but a little bit crisper.
Really?
A little bit cleaner.
I might download it to check it out.
Definitely, I would hold off on that because I guarantee you it's gonna be one of those like PlayStation Plus like exclusive free games for like the month.
Well, I have the EA Game Pass, so usually that comes with it. But the like all the new Star Wars games when they dropped, it came with the EA Game Pass.
Okay.
So if it's available, I'm not gonna buy it, but if it's available, then yeah. But I do think it's cool because who knows what that's gonna. You're going to play that game and then, the ship I fucking fly is in the movie.
Yeah, it's going to be fighter pilots in space.
Yeah, it's really cool. The Bad Batch. So explain to me, what does the Bad Batch mean? That's a show, I think.
I don't even want to ruin it for you, but I will. I mean, because it's all,
I don't want to ruin it for you, but here I go.
Yeah, it's all about clones because it's based on the Clone Wars, and they're the Bad Batch of clones.
Bad Batch of clones, okay.
They went through boot camp, and then they didn't make it. For whatever reasons, and they're like one-offs. Like you have like a giant like hulking figure, you have one that's like a dead like sniper shot, and you have different characters like that.
So like character archetypes. And
stuff.
Stuff.
Like how there's like Captain Rex and like Fives and all those other characters.
Right.
They're kind of like that, but they're more like they play by their own rules. Their uniform is all red instead of like all white, and they're like hitman mercenaries.
So they're like a spec ops kind of group
and it's pretty cool. Like once you see them like be introduced around like season 6, 7 of like Clone Wars, it's like it was in 7, the one that just came out. They're a really cool group of people.
Just hearing that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. It's like a Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company kind of thing. Love that. I think that, especially if they're Mandalorians.
And it's going to be the same art style and everything. And like everybody who made Clone Wars, they're working on that series. So
so that's an animated series? That's going to be, okay, that's very cool. So is it going to come directly out of Clone Wars then?
Yeah.
What that series? That's very cool.
I don't know if they're going to tie in to like whoever, like I don't know if they're going to tie in like Ahsoka and all those different characters, but it'll definitely be them in that form.
Even if they don't, again, we've kind of learned through The Mandalorian, you don't have to keep doing that. You don't have, like, The Mandalorian, I mean, like, of course they brought in Ahsoka and they're bringing in Thrawn, but they didn't have to tie in, like, the Skywalkers. They didn't have to tie in Han Solo. They didn't have to tie in all that stuff. So we've seen that they can branch off and start doing their own things, and it'd be awesome. I'm excited. Here's one that's coming out. I think, again, it's more of, like, an anthology. I think it's an animated movie. It's a droid story. And just fuck you, Disney, for being like, oh, we own the rights to Toy Story, so this is a droid story. Same thing. But, who knows? I don't know if I'm super excited about this because and I know this is going to sound bad, one of the lamest parts of Star Wars are some of the fucking droids.
Okay.
C-3PO can suck a dick. Never been a fan. I think he's the whiniest little bitch.
You're telling me you didn't get like choked up at the end whenever Babu Frick was like gonna wipe his mind?
No.
Oh my god,
whole time I was watching that being like, fucking good. Go away, C-3PO.
I love that
annoying piece
of shit.
episode,
that part.
That
was awesome.
All right, how about the Acolyte? Do you have any idea what that is?
Isn't that like a church group that like killed themselves?
The Jonestown Acolyte?
You get it. I have no idea what the Acolyte is.
I have no idea either. I know nothing about these. I'm just excited that it's Star Wars shit. I know somebody's listening right now, or somebody's going to be listening after we're done with this, and they're going to be like, why the fuck are you talking about this? You don't know anything about it.
Tony's yelling at us. He's like, I'm literally have 4 of the books right now. They're going to spec in 2022. They're going to go from $4 to $7.
He's going to text me every 2 lines. That's what he likes to do. He likes to listen to the show and text me as he's listening and tell me all the things I'm wrong about. I'm like, thanks, Tony.
It's better than my 3 a.m. text I get from you.
Wink. But that's more of a text of love. So we have Lando, which I think is going to be cool. Again, if they bring back Childish Gambino.
Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, who the fuck else is Childish Gambino?
Right. I'm just letting the people know.
Donald Glover, who again, phenomenal. I love him a lot. I would assume that's like the plan, right?
I have no idea. I mean, granted, my pitch that I said like a couple weeks ago, where they have like Billy D sitting down and like telling stories, and then you have Childish Gambino, Donald Glover acting them out and doing all that. That would be my show that I would love to watch.
Him and old Han, again, this before he got, but just telling stories of
over
their
a
youth,
card game for the Millennium Falcon again.
Yeah, one last game for the Falcon.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be real. And then the last one that they announced is Andor, which I feel like I should know what that's about, but I don't. What was Andor? I know it's a place, right?
I think that was one of the places that got blown up by the Death Star or something like that.
Google Andor, because I know that Andor wasn't the name of it, right? The planet that they blew up, that's where Princess Leia was from. And then Cara Dune was also from that planet.
Ooh, no, that's going to be the Rogue One, Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor. What the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah.
Oh my god.
How the fuck did I not get?
Fuck.
Yeah,
Rogue
Cassian
One was
Andor,
one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
Very good Star Wars movie. So I wonder if it's going to. It has to take place before that movie, right? Before Rogue One.
I don't know, but I'm really interested in that, especially if they bring back IG-11. Was it IG-11? Whatever their droid was in that one.
No, it wasn't. But I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, if they bring back all those characters, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm gonna be really interested in it.
Yeah, I'm pumped. We got so much, MCU stuff, folks. While you gather around the fire this Christmas season, holiday season for all those out there.
Happy belated Hanukkah, by the way.
Hanukkah. I want you to remember the blessings that the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior, gave us of the Marvel MCU news and Star Wars. Couldn't be more excited. And I just want you to revel in that, right? Just really revel in it. Feel the force squeezing your nuts as you think about the new news. And I had a thought here, and you're staring at me like a beautiful dog, and I completely lost track. What you look like you have an idea. What's going on?
Beautiful dog.
You're a beautiful, like a puppy.
God. It's like so rude, but so like
I can't not flirt with you.
It's like whenever you it's like whenever there's like a chick out of your league, so you like kind of talk her down a little bit.
Negging.
Yeah. When you see like a hot chick and like 99 people will approach her and be like, "Oh my god, you're beautiful," and she brushes you away, and you're the one that calls her like a fat dog. And then she's just like, "Ooh, I like you." I was like, "Damn, that's some like Soviet Russia type of like hitting on."
Jesus Christ,
you beautiful dog.
You beautiful dog.
Let me spit in your mouth.
No, man, I really am excited. I'm glad we got all this.
Hell yeah,
all this awesome news. It's given me a lot to look forward because this year has sucked ass.
Right.
This year did not fuck at all, and I'm just pumped that maybe now what sucks is all of this is like in 2022, 2023.
Right.
There's like nothing happening in 2021. HBO and Warner Brothers has some good stuff happening, and a couple of the Marvel shows are coming out.
Mm-hmm. But I think they said WandaVision is going to drop on like
January like 14th or something like that.
So that's going to be pretty wild.
That is going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about that. WandaVision, I know that Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out shortly after that, and then a couple months later is Loki. Like those are kind of at the forefront of 2021.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, what else? Do you got anything? This man on my notes. That's all I got.
was just curious on what type of books are coming out. Or is there any like really that you got to keep a spec on today?
I didn't write them down. I didn't know.
Wow.
Last I looked, nothing crazy is happening. Let me look at I know I got my little list actually. So
I think Tom King, that Batman Catwoman book that dropped last week, didn't it?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So
I read that one. That was pretty cool.
So let me see.
That one had like they brought Phantasm back in it. So that was a pretty cool book.
Yeah, so like Walking Dead Deluxe #5 is coming out. Teen Titans Endless Winter special #1. Superman, Aquaman, like a bunch of the Endless Winter special stuff is all happening.
Right.
Rorschach 3 is coming out. Rorschach has been a phenomenal series so far, written by Tom King. Tom King is writing like fucking 9 things right now.
Nice.
I always wonder how people like him can juggle it. It baffles me. And then Batman 105, and what's cool about Batman is we're learning about this new character called the Ghostmaker, and he's kind of been Batman's rival. I'll talk about this for a second because it's really cool. As when Batman left Gotham to go explore the world, there was another who was on the same mission, not for the same reasons, but he was on a mission to travel the world and learn from the greatest masters on how to be a detective, how to be the greatest, martial artist, how to, escape anything, and he was his rival. He turned into like his best friend, and they would, it was kind of like Pokemon where they would part, and then, a couple different locations down the road, they would meet again. And, every time they saw each other, they tried to kill each other. And it was just that kind of rivalry. And so we're learning more about Ghostmaker, who you're starting to realize his hubris is what's getting in the way.
Right.
Like he believes so much that he's better than Batman that he's quickly showing you why he's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a really, really cool kind of storyline that I'm enjoying so far. So guys, definitely this is coming out on Friday of this week. So because again, we were a little late. So these books are already out. Check your local comic shop. Make sure that if there are any guys, for Christ's sake, if I'm telling you about these spec books every week and that's when you're hearing about them,
right,
you need to get previews. You need to get a pull list with your local comic shop. You need to set something up, because if you're like, Steve said this book is out, which I doubt any of you are, but if you are and you don't have a pull list or something set, go to your local comic shop, man. Have them hook you up. Get previews so you know what's coming out 3 months in advance. Follow that shit online. It's really, really cool shit. So that's all I've got, though. Trey, you got anything else to tell the people?
I definitely know next episode that we're going to drop, we're going to do a two-parter, or not a two-parter, but we're going to hit both episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, just because there was so much this week. I mean, we're not that far in, but we'll save it. Next week is the finale, and I guess this coming Friday, when this actually drops, is the finale. So when this releases next week on Wednesday, we'll talk about both the last two episodes back to back. So we'll save that until then. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please, if you get the chance, follow us on Facebook, the Bat in the Hat Podcast on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Bat Hat Pod. We would love it if you guys followed us there. Send us messages if you have any concerns, any corrections, anything you want to tell us. Just DM us on any one of those platforms. Instagram's probably the best way. DM us on Instagram or hit us up on Facebook. That's a really cool way to do it. And other than that, thank you guys once again. Trey, you want to say goodnight to the lovely people?
Good night, everybody.
Jesus Christ. That kiss was just so loud. That ASMR. Gotta love it. Night, everybody. Bye.